So what was your inspiration for these banners?
The artists showcased in the exhibition.
Can you tell us?
Right in the future. Full disclosure, if time allowed, I would have done tribute pieces. These are tribute pieces, homage. I was a student of all of these incredible artists when I was younger, being totally consumed and captivated by hip-hop culture. So when this exhibit came around and I heard about it and had the opportunity to participate in it, that was the first thought that came to my mind, was how can I honor these people? How can I show not just people attending the show, but myself and my peers, what they meant to me. So in doing that, I wanted to make it kind of personal. So I could really dive into what each one of them, those significant things about each one meant to me. And I didn't think I'd go over people's heads by doing that. I thought it was such a universal kind of vibe with all of them that I wasn't concerned about that. On the other hand, if anything did go over anybody's head, then they have, the opportunity to go search them out on their own and see who they're about. And that's kind of like what you want anyway. You want people to come away inspired and to kind of educate themselves. So that was my whole approach. So there's some little visual elements in there that I think anybody who's familiar with any one of them would kind of make connections to. But full disclosure, like I was about to say, had time allowed, I would have done tributes for every artist represented in the exhibition, but I didn't. So I had to really decide which ones, would make the most impact. And to do that, again, I had to make it personal.
And you did 6 of them, right?
I did 6.
And what were the 6?
I should know this by heart. Futura, Reynolds, Lady Pink, Liquinones. Come on, Rob. Basquiat. How I forget Basquiat. And then the 6th one was my fellow artist in residence, Rob Problak. And the reason I wanted to include him was because so many aspects of this show, of this exhibition, are like unprecedented. So, and it's here in Boston. The only other stop before this showcase here was in New York. It came directly from New York here. So anybody that knows Rob and knows of his background, he's an ambassador. He's known far beyond Boston, but he is Boston. So I felt like if you're going to have a showcase here honoring or sort of shining a light on artist contributions to the culture and movement, then he has to be represented. And then some pushback I got from friends who saw which direction I was going. Why aren't you included? I said, because I'm the author. I don't need to be included. I have the highest praise. I'm creating the pieces. But he had to be involved. And I didn't, everybody wasn't on board in the beginning, but they kind of came around to it and they kind of saw the significance and importance.
So what's next for you?
Can I put this in? My work is on the front of the MFA.
What do you want?
This is a perfect, I feel like I'm sort of in a reinvention. My own personal life, my professional life, and my artistic life. So, you can't, the beautiful thing of this is, me and Problak, we're not separated. There's not a huge amount of years that separates us, but we do represent 2 different generations. So you have, which I think is unique to this area, you have this lineage. We're all connected through the arts. So the people that I was looking at and my buddies were looking at when I was in school just across the street at MFA, they were the guys like Paul Goodnight, they were the Afro-Cultures, Napoleon Jones Henderson, Nelson Stevens, Wadsworth Jarrell, Jay Jarrell, Jeff Donaldson. Africovas were our blueprint for AWOL, Artists Without Limits. And then the guys that were looking at us, because we wanted to pattern ourselves after, our predecessors, and kind of handle ourselves in a more, you think about all the turmoil in the 60s when they formed Africova in the late 60s, civil rights era. We had the Gulf War. So there were plenty of things to draw upon as they did, and we just followed their example. And the guys that were looking at us were Problak, Market 27, 5, Quest, and so on. And Zone was a homie. Zone was one of our brothers. And it's the ALA, African Latino. So there's just like this shared sense of values amongst all of us. There was never that animosity that you might see in New York, different generations of writers in particular. We never had that here. We always kind of looked out for each other. We always builded each other up. And so I think it's an extension of something like this, and why something like this just makes so much sense. Akiva McCrary had the foresight to bring us both together, but we were both like, why didn't we think about this?
All right.
So,
Catch you later.
thank you.
Of course.
Bye, Leah.